Now, switching gears, and the much-touted education reforms have been thrown into a tailspin with the stoppage of implementation recommendations of the Presidential Working Party on Education Reforms. The National Assembly put a stop to implementation, with Speaker Moses Wetangula saying cabinet secretaries cannot make laws. The National Assembly's actions come amidst complaints from education stakeholders that the recommendations and their implementation were going against the Constitution and amounted to backdoor constitutional changes. Let's get more from our very own Brenda Wanga.
In the new grading system that will be applied to the 2023 KCSE examination, the only two mandatory subjects will be mathematics and one language, either English language, Kiswahili.
Hardly had the debate over the latest reforms in the education sector, as announced by the CS Education Ezekiel Machogu, concluded than the National Assembly applied the brakes on the reform train.
And nobody, and I repeat, nobody, no minister of government can purport to make law or do things that appear to be interpreted that they have made law, because they have no capacity to make any law.
The stoppage of the implementation of the Professor Raphael Munavo-led Presidential Working Party on education reforms, coming on the back of a petition by the Teacher Service Commission on some of the proposals of the Working Party that could see the Commission stripped of some of its core duties and mandates, including its supervisory and managerial role over its employees.
The business of lawmaking is a reserve of Parliament under Article 109 of the Constitution. As it stands, there's a crisis in the education system with education organs and players existing before the 2010 Constitution intending to seize power within the education sector, given these proposals.
The Working Party at the end of its mandate made a raft of recommendations with far-reaching implications on the education landscape in the country. Some of these recommendations have already started being implemented, including the controversial new higher education funding model, the domiciling of junior schools in primary schools, the reduction of subjects under the CBC system, and the implementation of the new exam grading model. Members of Parliament stopping the implementation of the recommendations raised concerns on how they were being implemented before coming to the House to be approved either as regulations or as substantial law.
That there is no person who can make any law or who can pronounce himself on anything that has a force of law except this House, Mr. Speaker.
That not only is it a policy document that has not crystallized into law under Article 95, but they have purported to appoint an implementation committee which is implementing it already.
But if they want a parliamentary initiative to change any bit of the Constitution or anything that touches on the Constitution, then it must begin from this House. Honorable Speaker, anything touching or even on statutes.
The Majority Leader has 2 weeks to issue a comprehensive statement on the matter that is expected to chart the way forward for the education sector during the third and critical examination term in the school's calendar and beyond. The Ministry of Education, however, maintains it has already started the process of drafting a sessional paper that will be taken to Parliament and form the basis of the master plan for the country's education system.
Everybody say Oisophagus.
Brenda Wanga, Citizen TV, Nairobi.